Go get it, Kazoo. Oh, look at him. Number 7, guys. All turtles are fully... We got a winner, guys. We had a winner from our contest from last video, so we got to get to that. She had a bite taken out of her. It was crazy. She's going to help us with this one. What's up, Billings fam? Welcome back. We are here in House Billings' kitchen, just preparing a nice, tasty tilapia treat for some turtles and fish. And we are getting ready for an awesome video today. This is a very highly requested video by you guys out there, and something we've wanted to do for a while. We're gonna debunk some of the craziest myths out there about turtle care that, guys, if you don't do it properly, you can kill your turtle very easily. So there's a ton of awful information out there that we've seen. We really want to get into it and help you guys. Some of these aquatic turtles can live 30, 40 years, so you got to take care of them. We're going to help you do that today. A couple of quick things you can see right here. We will be having a video come out. It's not going to be for a while, but we got eggs. We got fertilized eggs. We're going to hatch our own chickens. Super exciting. This guy right here is coming very soon. I'm excited about that one. We got a really nice shrimp tank. Make sure you guys stay tuned. As always, subscribe down below. Hit that bell. Awesome stuff coming. We got merch, guys. Make sure you order yours again. That just helps out the channel. Here, Fred, come say hi to everybody. Look at Fred. Fred's doing awesome. Let's just get right into it, though. We got 10 of the craziest myths out there. Pay attention to these and follow them. You can have some of these awesome guys live a very, very long life, which is a lot of fun. Right, Fred? Very cool. So, number 10, turtles can't feel their shell. Crazy, guys. And for some of you that have had turtles for a long time, I know it sounds like that's not a real thing, but that is a real thing out there that people believe they can't feel these shells. We see crazy things like people drill nails into them, put little handles on them, carve their initials into it. It is crazy. Their shell, their carapace, is a living part of their body. It's like our fingernails. It hurts. They can feel it. You're supposed to brush them with toothbrushes to clean them, and you have to do it easily because they are sensitive. Right, Fred? Yeah, tell them. Say, leave my shell alone. It is part of me. If you ever see, there's some really cool pictures out there of skeletons of turtles. You will see that it is all, they're all one piece. That's not some extra thing just thrown on top there. So that is number 10. Crazy. Make sure you pay attention to that and take good care of their shell. Number 9. It is said out there that sometimes turtles only live 5 to 10 years. That is very, very untrue. Aquatic turtles, red-eared sliders, river cruiters, any of them, they can live 30, 40 years if taken care of properly. There are a lot of people out there that get these little guys, though, and think that they're going to be a nice little pet that lives a couple of years for their kids when they're small, you know. Oh, my son is 10 years old, let me get him a turtle. When he's 15, it'll be done. No, that doesn't happen, guys. That doesn't happen. And then what happens is, then you have a turtle that outgrows you, and that's why people always have these turtles that they either just dump in ponds or rivers or anything like that. One of the reasons people think that these turtles only live 5, 10 years is because if you don't take care of them, unfortunately, they will only live 5 to 10 years. So the next one that is really, really important to us, and it basically got some of our channel started when we found Fred, a real big one, turtles only need a small area to live and they won't outgrow it. Very, very, very untrue. Turtles are always, always growing. They need a ton of space. You know, even these baby turtles in a 40-gallon tank, this looks like it's more than sufficient, but they will grow quickly if given the right habitat. Over there, you know, we have Fred, we have Kazoo and Xena, and even though this is almost 100 gallons, this still isn't enough for them. Honestly, guys, they should be in something almost 200 gallons. So this year, we're really gonna try and get them outside quickly in a nice, large habitat, which will be great. Say hi, Daisy. Daisy, help me with number 7. Number 7, guys, is all turtles are fully aquatic. That is very, very untrue. Actually, all aquatic turtles, the majority of them, need a place to come and fully get out of the water. They need to be able to dry off. This is very important because if they do not, they can actually endure shell rot, softened shell. They can get a lot of funguses. So it is very, very important. You can't just stick them in with your fish and have them underwater the entire time. They need to have a place where they can come out and get fully dried off. Very important. Number 6, if your pet turtle is unwanted, it is okay to release it into the wild. Super incorrect. please don't do this. Red-eared sliders specifically, this happens to all the time. This is Kazoo. We got Kazoo here. He is a red-eared slider, as is Fred. And this is dangerous for not only for your pet, but also all the other animals out there. So these are domesticated turtles. They depend on you for food and protection. Out there in the wild, once you release them, a good chance that number one, they can't survive the cold by themselves. They wouldn't be able to fend for themselves for food. And if it's a turtle, like a red-eared slider, like Kazoo and Fred, these are actually an invasive species. So these things are released out in the wild all the time. They can be very aggressive and they can ruin habitats. They take food from other turtles that are out there, along with numerous other things. So if you guys get a pet, you can't take care of it, please find it a good home. Do not just release it out into the wild, right? Hey, a really good explanation, a really good example of that is Crusher and Daisy, guys. If you remember that video, we found these guys literally left in a pond over in the pollution underneath a trash bag, which means at some point somebody probably released a mother and they had these babies because they were tiny when we found them. They would not have survived. They like the warm weather. Number 5, guys, perfect time to feed some turtles here. Number 5 is turtles can live solely on pellets. Very, very untrue, guys, and it's actually super unhealthy and will lead to a ton of complications and death. Turtles need a very steady diet of greens as well as other things, which I will show you in a minute. So greens, you can do anything from collard greens to red lettuce to cabbage, dandelion greens, which is huge. We do that all summer long. But basically, we just put this in. There's actually some in there from earlier. But they love this, guys. I throw this in all the time. You can mix in some other things like shrimp. Let's see them eat some tilapia. You want to eat some tilapia? Let's see. These guys love their tilapia. Now, guys, if you do too much of the fatty stuff with the protein, you can turn it into a really unhealthy turtle. They can get a little bit overweight. They can get sick. They can have something called fatty liver. It's just not good. So typically, guys, with the pellets, you're only feeding once or twice per week for your adults, and then the rest of the time you're doing greens, and then you can do a treat about once a week. Now, I will say this real quick before I get into this. With your younger turtles, like your babies and your juveniles, you can do more pellets. You can do that 3 or 4 times a week. It is good for them at that time to be able to get all that stuff. Let's see if these guys want some tilapia here. These guys love it. Go ahead, Fred. Yeah, there he goes. Look at that. I gotta feed them both. Go get it, Kazoo. Oh, look at him, look at him. There he is. Where's Xena? She's hiding back there. I don't know if she'll see that one. It might have been too big for her. We are also going to do a video on proper care for your turtles, and we'll get more in depth in the feeding and really what can happen. But just know, not okay to just feed pellets. You definitely need a steady diet of the greens, and then you can mix in some treats here and there. Number 4, guys, turtles don't need lighting to survive. Super, super untrue. They actually need a good source of lighting. You're basically trying to replicate the sun. Will she take it from me? Yeah, good shot. They actually need a couple of sources of light. So they need heat and they need UVB. This really replicates the sun. They need to, again, it leads back into one from earlier, that they need to be able to come out and fully bask. And when they come out there, they need to be able to get all the nutrients from, which would be the sun, but they're getting it from their lighting instead. It also helps them fully dry off. If they don't have these setups and they don't have their proper lighting, they can get something which is called metabolic bone disease. I'm gonna put a picture up there, guys, for you to see. It's not the prettiest sight. I hope it doesn't happen to you guys. That is really, really why it's so important to have your lighting. And you can also, they can also incur shell rot, which again is not a good thing either.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Gray.
Hi.
We're teaching about turtles.
Oh, I have to prove anything.
Okay.
All right, Xena's helping us with this next one, but she just ducked way in. Xena is our painted turtle that we saved from that polluted pond, and the bottom of her shell was all banged up. It honestly looked like she had a bite taken out of her. It was crazy. So she's gonna help us with this one. The number 3 myth out there is that turtles don't need a heater in their water to survive, so here's the part. They can survive without it, yes. It is not the greatest thing to do, especially again, when it is a domesticated turtle and you're taking care of it. They are a cold-blooded animal, so they have trouble regulating their own body temperature. They need the heated water to do that. If you don't have that, they will go into what's called a brumation state, which is kind of like hibernation, which isn't great for them. It shuts down some of their organs to, not shuts them down completely, but they won't function fully properly. And it makes it a little bit difficult for them. And then you can run into some issues with that. We've had some subscribers reach out to us saying that they've had some turtles that they don't put heaters in with them. And, you know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I don't like doing it, and everything we read out there, it's really not good to do that. So we always recommend having some sort of heat system, of heat source in the water with them. Let me put Xena back. Number 2 myth is filtration. You don't really need filtration with turtles. Guys, I don't know how you would get along without having filtration. These animals are filthy. You need filtration, and you need good filtration. Let me just tell you, we just picked up a fluval. I've shown you this before for the turtles because everything out there was just, it wasn't doing enough. I mean, these guys are dirty. They're eating all of the time. They're pooping all the time. Just like fish, but even more so, you need filtration and you need good filtration. Don't necessarily matter what filtration you use, but I would say sponges probably aren't enough. You need something a little bit more heavy duty. Even like our 40-gallon here, even just with the 2 baby turtles, we're gonna get a canister on them. So it is super important to get filtration. All right, guys, brings us to our final one. It is the biggest myth out there. Number 1 myth, turtles are easy to care for and great pets for kids. I don't know how to say this without turning everybody off to turtles because I love turtles. They are technically a really good pet. They are the farthest thing from easy to care for. I mean, look at, just to give you an idea, and this, you know, this is one of our smaller babies. Fred is probably about 3 or 4 years old, and they still get bigger than this, guys. These things grow. They require a lot of work, a lot of care, a lot of maintenance. These turtles need vets just like your dogs, just like your cats. They are expensive, guys. You gotta do water changes. You gotta feed them properly. There are so many other things out there. You gotta have proper filtration like we just talked about, proper lighting. Guys, these are not just a thing you get, throw in a tank, turn on a light, and hey, there you go. There's a lot of work with it. Turtles are great. They can be great pets. They can last years and years, and you can almost pass it down in the family from generation to generation. But they need a lot of care, a lot of love. Make sure, guys, if you're taking on turtles, do your research out there. There's a lot of bad myths out there. Do your proper research. Know what you're getting into. And be ready for it. Again, if you do all of that, you can have a ton of fun like we do. You can see these turtles grow and become awesome, awesome pets for many, many years to come. But you need to do it properly. So with that, that is basically our top 10 myths out there. I hope you learned a lot. We got a couple of things to get to. We still got a shout out. We got a winner, guys. We had a winner from our contest from last video, so we got to get to that. We're going to go over, we're going to feed some monster fish, and we're going to leave you with that. All right, guys, so this episode's good vibe shout out goes to Alma Dory, who said, I have watched all your videos, love the passion you have for animals. Your turtle videos are my favorite. Alma, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and my passion will never fade. I've been an animal lover forever. All our kids will always be animal lovers, so we will do this for as long as we possibly can. Thank you. Don't forget, guys, you want to be part of a good vibe shout out, send us some love. Now, our winner for last video's giveaway, I've got fish all over me. Sorry, babe, your phone's gonna have fish all over it. Guys, just so you know how we do this, we have a little randomized generator that we use. We throw everything in there and it spits out a name. Goes out to John Peck. John Peck, congratulations, bud. You are our winner of our gift card giveaway. I'll drop the links down below. You can either reach us at Instagram, which is at @HouseBillingsMedia, or you can send us an email to our Gmail, which is at housebillingsmedia@gmail.com. Hit us up either way. Congratulations, John Peck. Guys, don't forget, pay attention. We're always going to do this. We just started a really cool new segment. I got to keep this quick. I know we're going long. We're going to do next video. It's called 10 Seconds of Fame. We've already received some pictures from you guys. Can't wait. Send us some pictures of your pets, your setups. We will feature you. We'll give you 10 seconds of fame. Awesome. We'll all grow together. Guys, as always, Peace! Subscribe below. Look at this guy. He wants to get. They always come over to us. We are walking to PetSmart. Very small fish. Excellent, guys. Fred is in great shape. Woo! Over, say hi. Is doing so much better underneath.